It's becoming more and more apparent that it's a political game.
Indeed.
And now I'm wondering, like, okay, if it's political and you're not doing it for medicinal reasons, then who stands to gain?
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I want to come at this at a whole different angle and exposing where these chains are with custody.
Sure. Well, it's difficult, and in a lot of ways we're dealing with a culture war. We're dealing with people that have been in office for a very long time, that are more conservative. They're not in that world. They don't see the real life effects that these laws are having on individuals, families, on these communities. And the more advocacy work we do, the more offices we get in, the more conversations we have, the closer we're going to get to the goal of further understanding. And when legislators understand the issue, it's very difficult for them to defend the status quo. That's what we've seen, and that's why we've seen such tremendous change in such a short period of time. 2015 was the first year that any reform was talked about in the Texas legislature on the floor of the House since the 1970s.
Wow.
And even that was this compassionate use program that's minimal expansion. Just last session was the first time they took up decriminalization for the first time since the 70s. It passed out of the House, but didn't move forward in the Senate because of leadership. So we have to make sure that they're well educated. We have to share these personal stories and make sure that we are persistent. Let's not lose heart on how disappointing and jaded we can become in politics. We have to be persistent.
Yeah. It's like 6 years now that even just this subject alone for you and I, but in politics in general, when you're an advocate, it's a heart issue. Like you're gonna get your feelings hurt.
That's right.
Because you care more than everybody else. You know what I mean? Like I think from I don't even know what was one of our first issues, like just trying to get people elected, and then trying to get sound minds elected, and trying to change the very basic idea of like coming out to vote on the local level, how we can make change on the local process to get where we are now.
And move the conversation. And we're in the midst of the election season right now, which means that candidates are vying for your support in the general election in November. That means that there's opportunities at town halls, candidate forums, debates, all these different public events where we can go and insert cannabis into the conversation, not just here at the Capitol, but right in our own communities with those who are seeking to represent us. There's a lot of ways to get involved, and it's every conversation counts. That is what it comes down to.